Dear students, this is the last class regarding the problems based upon the current electricity chapter. Okay, already we have solved around 15 problems, and today let us solve another 4 or 5 problems. Here, the 16th problem is find the effective resistance between A and C. The circuit diagram is not there, just you have to consider the circuit diagram or the combination of resistors what I am making now. Okay. Yes, here there are 4 terminals, one A, second B, third C, fourth D, and there are around 8 resistors, and all these resistors are of same value. Assume that each of them they are of 10 ohm value. Then you have to find the effective resistance between A and C. Okay, just I will make D here and C here. Okay, I will change it. Right? So all are of 10 ohm value. Then, dear students, whenever we consider any such combination of resistors, then the imagination of the path of flow of current is very important. Okay. Here, plenty of resistors are there. You need not consider all the resistors for the calculation of effective resistance. You have to consider only those resistors which come across the path of the current which is flowing between A and C. Okay, you have to consider only that path which is present between A and C. Okay, so that the current can flow through that path. When we consider this, observe the screen. I'm going to highlight the things. See, if current is made to start from A, then that current can take this path. Observe the screen, right? When it comes here, it will split. Again, when it comes here, it will split. Okay, the current will split into 2 different paths. Then the current from here, it moves again and reaches the C, whereas current from here it moves and reaches the C. So therefore you have to consider only this path through which the current can be imagined. Hence, in the modification of the circuit, see, very first modification is what? This. That is, you have to consider only the 2 nodes A and C with the available path. See, here I am considering the path like this. Observe it carefully. I consider the modified path in this way. Yes. See, this is node A, this is C, and we have many resistors in between. So I have eliminated few resistors there. I have eliminated 2 resistors which are not in the path of current from A to C, right? So this is the next modification what you have to make. After this, identify the 2 resistors which are in series or which are in parallel. Observe here the resistor, see this one, this resistor and this one, they are in series. Similarly, the resistor in another arm, see these 2, they are in series. If you name them, then it becomes easy for the identification. Okay, better to name the resistors so that the work becomes easy. See, I name it as R1, R2, R3, then this is R4, R5, then R6. Hence, R2 and R3 are in series, R4 and R5 are in series. Because of those 2 we get one effective resistance of series combination. Okay, so one resistor will come like this, and another resistor, it will be, you can consider it in this path. Yes. See, this is R1, this is R6. Instead of R2 and R3, we can consider R7, and instead of R4 and R5, we can consider R8. Right. Now again, R7 and R8 are in parallel. Hence, instead of these two resistors, we can imagine or we can consider the parallel combination only one resistor. Yes. See, R1 is as it is, R6 is as it is, but instead of R7 and R8, I need to consider R9. Now, between A and C, we have three resistors which are in series, R1, R9 and R6. Hence, just you consider the series combination of those resistors, you will get the final answer. Dear students, without such network analysis, without such modifications in the network, see, you cannot find the equivalent resistance in the circuit. Okay, so let us move to the first step now. See, this is the first one, second, then the third. In the first modification, I have R2 and R3 in series. Correct. R2 and R3 in series. So instead of that, I have R7, which is nothing but R2 plus R3. Just to substitute the values there, 10 plus 10, it is 20 ohm. So I got R7. Similarly, go for R4 and R5 in series. Okay, so because of these two, I get R8, which is R4 plus R5. So it is again 10 plus 10, or it is 20 ohm. Any problem? Yes. Now go to the next second diagram. R7 and R8. R7 and R8 are in parallel. Okay. See, these two steps what I have written, they are with respect to the first modification. Now the second modification. R7 and R8 are in parallel. So R7 is parallel to R8. So instead of R7 and R8, I have R9, ninth resistor. So parallel combination means the effective resistance of parallel combination is R7 into R8 divided by R7 plus R8. Recall what is RP. RP is R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. So according to that, we have written this step. Hence R7 is 20, R8 is also 20. So divided by R7 plus R8, it is 20 plus 20. Or even you can go for that shortcut what I have given. Okay, shortcut, that is R is equal to two resistors are two equal resistors in parallel. Therefore it is RP is R divided by 2, or it is 20 by 2, or it is 10. It is the shortcut what we have. For CET and NEET, you have to solve like this only. But here, see, for your understanding purpose, I am writing it in detail. So don't multiply, keep them as it is, 20 and 20. Here 40 will come, 21s are, 22s are, 2 1s are, 2 10s are. So again, you get R9 is equal to 10 ohm. So second modification is covered. Now go to the third diagram. See what is there? All three resistors are in series. Hence the effective resistance of series combination, effective resistance R is it is the sum of R1, R9 and R6. Just you add them. R1 is 10, R9 is also 10 and R6 is also 10. Hence the effective resistance is 30 ohm. Dear students, like this, after making the proper modifications in the diagram, you can arrive at the final answer. Okay, hope you got the solution clear. See, this is the shortcut method. We got the same answer. If you use the shortcut method, that is Rp is equal to R by 2, then also you get 10 ohm. And if you use the traditional method, then also you get the 10 ohm. Now, after this, hope you have taken the screenshot of this. Take the screenshot of this. I'm not going to upload the video. Take the screenshot. Yes. Now let us move towards the next problem. I have made the change in the problem. I have taken the problem based upon the EMF or the cell. See, a cell of EMF 12 volt and 6 ohm. 6 ohm means it is the internal resistance of the EMF or the cell, is connected to an external resistance of 6 ohm. What is the potential difference across it? See, first you have to draw the diagram according to the given statement. They say that there is one external resistor of 6 ohm. To this, a battery is connected, a cell is connected. Okay, like this. Yes. What is the EMF of this cell? It is 12 volt and internal resistance is 6 ohm. Because of this connection, a current flows through the resistor, and they ask you to calculate what is the potential difference across this resistor. Yes, what is that VR? VR. If R is the resistor, then we have to calculate what is VR. See, VR can be calculated if I know what is I. Without I, it is not possible to find the potential difference, isn't it? Hence, observe, dear students. First, you have to make the list of the given information. That is, EMF is 12 volt, internal resistance small r is 6 ohm, external resistor, it is also 6 ohm. Right? See, we know one thing, one formula, that is V is equal to E minus I into R. I into R. R is the internal resistance, I is the current flowing in the circuit, E is the EMF and V is the potential difference. Okay, this is the first equation. With the help of this, we can able to calculate what is the potential difference across the resistor. But here the main thing is I don't know what is I here. The current is not known. For that, we have one more relationship, that is I is equal to E divided by R plus R, capital R plus small r. Capital R is the external resistor, small r is the internal resistance. Right. Now you substitute the values. E is 12 divided by 6 plus 6, that is equal to 1. So current flowing through the circuit is 1 ampere. Using this current, now you can solve the potential difference. So potential difference across the resistor, you can write it as VR also, that is equal to, see, E is 12 minus I is 1 ampere, internal resistance is 6 ohm. Hence it is 12 minus 6 or it is 6 volt. So potential difference across the resistor is 6 volt. Okay, see, it is one basic problem related to cells or combination of cells. Right? I have not yet considered the combination of cells. I have taken a simple circuit with a resistor and a cell, and in that case, how to find the potential difference as well as the current. Right? This potential difference is nothing but the terminal potential difference. It is the terminal potential difference. If they ask you directly have to calculate the terminal potential difference, then also you have to calculate in this way only. Okay, it is one of the simple and basic problem related to cells. Now let us make some changes there. I want to upgrade and I want to take some higher level question. See, a cell of EMF E and internal resistance R gives a current of 0.5 ampere with an external resistance 12 ohm. Okay, and a current of 0.25 ampere, current of 0.25 ampere with an external resistance of 25 ohm. Calculate the internal resistance and EMF of the cells. We have to calculate the small r and also we have to calculate what is E. E and R are not given here. We have to calculate E and R with the help of the given information. Is it clear? See, there are two cases. I want to consider two cases separately, case 1 and case 2. See, what is happening in case 1? In case 1, see, if battery is connected to an external resistor of 12 ohm, external resistor is 12 ohm, R is equal to 12 ohm. When a battery of EMF E and internal resistor R is connected, then the current flowing is 0.5 ampere. Okay, I is 0.5 ampere. Similarly, if the external resistance is changed, if it is changed, if it is increased, automatically the current will decrease. Yes, the current I will be 0.25 ampere, 0.25 ampere when the resistance R is 25 ohm. Okay. Now, using these two cases, you have to find what is the EMF and the internal resistance. So, dear students, let us make use of the knowledge what we have taken in the previous class. Okay, we know that I is equal to, we know the relationship I is equal to E divided by R plus R. Correct. So, we have what is I? It is 0.5. That is equal to EMF, I don't know, resistance is 12 ohm and internal resistance I don't know. Now you shift this LHS denominator to LHS. It is 0.5 into 12 plus 0.5 into R, that is equal to E, or it is 6 plus 0.5 R is equal to E. You call it as 1. Okay, now you consider the second case. Use the same formula. I is equal to E divided by R plus R. The current is 0.25 ampere. EMF is not known. External resistance 25 plus internal resistance don't know. Shift it, shift the denominator. It will be 0.25 into 25 plus 0.25 into R is equal to E. Call it as 2. Now I have two equations, right? So if you want, you can multiply and write 25 into 25. It is 6.25 because 25 square is 625. 2 decimal places means 6.25 plus 0.25 R is equal to E. You can make this change and call it as 2. Now equate 1 and 2. Equate 1 and 2. Why can I equate 1 and 2, dear students? Because in both equations, see RHS. RHS is E only. As RHS are equal, LHS must be equal. Hence it is 6.6 plus 0.5 into R is equal to 6.25 into, plus 0.25 into R. Now take the like terms on one side. Yes, 6 is shifted to RHS, 0.25 is shifted to LHS. it is 0.5 into R minus 0.25 into R is equal to 6.25 minus 6. That's 5 minus 0.25, it is 0.25 again, and 6 minus 6.25 minus 6 is again 0.25. Therefore, R is equal to 0.25 divided by 0.25. Hence, R value is 1 ohm. We have calculated the internal resistance of the cell or the battery. Now you substitute this value in either 1 or 2. So I take 1. So therefore E is 6 plus 0.5 into R value is 1, or it is 6 plus 0.5 and E value is 6.5 volt. That is the EMF of the cell or EMF of the battery. In this way, we calculate the EMF of the cell or the battery. Hope you understood this. Yes, it is somewhat upgrade question compared to the previous one. The previous one was very basic one, and using that knowledge as well as using the knowledge of the algebra, we can able to handle this or we can solve this. Okay. Yes. Now let us move to the next problem. See what it is. They say that 3 resistors of value 1 ohm, 2 ohm and 3 ohm are connected in parallel. If a current of 11 ampere enters this combination, what is the current through each resistor? See, observe this. Dear students, they said that there are 3 resistors. Like this, just I want to draw the diagram. 3 resistors. Yes, they are connected in parallel. They are connected in parallel. One is 1 ohm, another one is 2 ohm, and the third one is 3 ohm. Then a current of 11 ampere enters this combination. See, suppose they are connected to a battery or cell. Then we don't know what is the EMF of that battery or cell, and even we don't know what is the internal resistance. So, but they clearly mention about what current flows. Okay, what current is entering. Yes, when current I starts to enter here, it splits into 3 different values, 3 different currents. So I1 is the current which is flowing through first resistor, I2 is the current in second resistor, I3 is the current in third resistor. Okay, so you have to calculate what is that current which is flowing through each resistor. Okay, any problem, dear students? Any problem or doubt in understanding this? Any problem or doubt in understanding this? Okay. The very first thing what you have to do is find the equivalent resistance of parallel combination. Without that, you cannot proceed. Okay. Because if I want to know what is I1, then it can be found only with the help of the resistance of that resistor and the potential difference across that resistor. Okay, so without potential difference you cannot find I. Hence our aim will be to find the effective resistance and then the terminal potential difference across them. Use that potential difference to calculate the current. That is the way, right? So without the effective resistance, you cannot find the terminal potential difference, and without terminal potential difference, you cannot find I1, I2 and I3. Okay, because I1 is nothing but V divided by R1, I2 is V divided by R2, and I3 is V divided by R3. So we need V there. Terminal potential difference is necessary. Okay, so let us find the effective resistance now. What is the effective resistance of parallel combination? In case of 3 resistors, we know the formula, that is R1 R2 R3 divided by R1 R2 plus R2 R3 plus R3 R1. Okay, so this is the formula. Now substitute the values according to that. See, this is R1, 1 ohm is R1, 2 ohm is R2 and 3 ohm is R3. So it is 1 into 2 into 3 divided by, see, it is 1 into 2 plus 2 into 3 plus 3 into again 1. Hence it is 6 divided by 3 2s are 6, 2 plus 6 plus 3, which is 6 divided by 6 3 9 2 11. So Rp is 6 divided by 11 ohm. Keep it as it is, don't make any changes or don't go for the decimal modification. Once you get Rp, you can calculate V. Yes, how to calculate V? Using the Ohm's law. Using Ohm's law, yes, V is nothing but Rp into I. We know what is I. I is 11 ampere here. Rp is also known. Hence Rp is 6 divided by 11 and current is also 11 ampere. So 11 is cancelled. I got V, that is 6 volt. Hence the terminal potential difference between the two terminals of the circuit is 6 volt. Okay. So once I know what is V, very easy to find I1, I2 and I3, dear students. So I1 is V divided by R1, that is 6 divided by 1, or it is 6 ampere, or I2 is V divided by R2, or it is 6 divided by 2 and it is 3 ampere, and I3 is V divided by R3, that is 6 divided by 3, or it is 2 ampere. So when you add all together, it will become 11 ampere only. Okay, so 11 ampere of current is splitted as 6 ampere, 3 ampere and 2 ampere according to the resistance. R1 value is less, hence the current flowing is more. R3 value is more, hence the current flowing is less. Okay, so hope you got the solution of this problem. Here we need not find what is the EMF and internal resistance. Sometimes, yes, definitely there may be a case of finding the EMF and internal resistance also, or sometimes they may ask you to find what is the EMF of the battery. That can be again found with the help of the formula what we know. Okay, yes. So after this I have one more problem to solve. This is the last problem of the day, and again it is based upon the cells or EMF. Okay, another very important problem from the point of view of exam. See, two cells of EMF 2 volt and 4 volt with an internal resistance 1 ohm and 2 ohm are respectively connected in parallel so as to send the current in the same direction through an external resistance of 10 ohm. Find the potential difference across the 10 ohm resistor. Right. See how it is. There are two batteries or cells. Okay. There are two cells or batteries which are connected together such that they send the current in the same direction. It means positive of one cell has to be connected to positive of another cell, negative has to be connected to negative. Then this combination is connected to one external resistor, okay, so that the current can flow through that resistor. Okay, so the current will flow like this and it flows in the closed path. What is the value of this external resistor? It is 10 ohm. And what are the values of the batteries here? For first battery, for first cell, yes, EMF E1 is given, it is 2 volt, and internal resistance R1 is 1 ohm. For the second cell, yes, E2 is 4 volt, it is given in the problem. So R2, that is its internal resistance, is 2 ohm. Now we have to find what is the potential difference across this external resistance, right? What is the potential difference across R? So I have to find what is this VR. Then how to find this? Remember, dear students, the potential difference can be found only when I know what current is flowing there and what is the resistance, as we did in the previous problem using the formula V is equal to I into R. But here resistance is known, the current is not known. Hence, so our aim will be to find the current first. Yes, how to find the current? To find the current, we have one formula related to combination of two EMFs. Recall the theory class what we have learned. Whenever any two or more batteries are connected together parallel to one another, then there will be some effective EMF and effective internal resistance, or equivalent EMF and equivalent internal resistance. And with the help of those, you can calculate what is the current. And the formula for the calculation of the current is I is equal to effective EMF or equivalent EMF divided by R, that is external resistance plus equivalent internal resistance. So we have to use this formula. If we use this formula, then only I will get I, and if I get I, then only I can make use of the formula, that is V is equal to R into I. Okay, so here VR is equal to I into R. This is the first equation, and this is, I call it as second equation, right? Now here again I don't know what is equivalent EMF and equivalent resistance. Hence I have to calculate the equivalent EMF using the relationship what we know. So equivalent EMF is, in case of parallel combination, it is E1 R2 plus E2 R1. Just recall the theory class, divided by R1 plus R2. Okay, now substitute the values. E1 is 2 into R2 is again 2 plus E2 is 4 and R1 is 1 divided by R1 plus R2. They are nothing but 1 plus 2. Hence it is 4 plus 4 divided by 3, or it is 8 divided by 3 volt. Equivalent EMF is 8 by 3 volt. Similarly, you can calculate what is the equivalent internal resistance, which is given by the formula R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Recall the theory, dear students. Okay, if you have the proper theory knowledge, then very easily you can handle the problems. If your theory is weak, then definitely it will be a trouble for you. Then R1 is 1 into 2, R2 is 2, therefore it is 1 into 2 divided by 1 plus 2. So it is 2 divided by 3 ohm. This is the internal resistance. Once I know what is the equivalent internal resistance and EMF, then I can make use of equation 2 now. From 2, I is equal to, see, it is 8 divided by 3 and R is 10 plus 2 divided by 3. For the denominator, you have to take the LCM, keep the numerator as it is. It is denominator is 3 only, 10 into 3 is 30, 30 plus 2. So 3 and 3 cancelled, which are there in the denominator. Hence the answer is 8 divided by 32. Or it can be written as 1 by 4. So current is 1 by 4 ampere, or it is 0.25 ampere. Okay. Once you get the current, then go for the equation 1 to find the potential difference across the resistor. Hence from 1, the potential difference across the resistor is current, which is 1 divided by 4, and the external resistor is 10. So it is 0.25 of 10. 0.25 means it is 1/4 of 10, hence it is 2.5 volt. So terminal potential difference across the resistor will be 2.5 volt. Okay, so any problem or any doubt regarding the solution of this problem? If you have any doubt or any questions, you can ask about all the three. See, if you have any doubts or questions, you can ask in case of any of these three.
No, sir.
Okay, if you don't have, then tomorrow I'm going to start a new chapter. Just practice more and more problems based upon this chapter. Okay, see you tomorrow at the same time.